In 1934, author P.L. Travers created Mary Poppins, whose adventures became a popular book series. In 1964, the charming and quintessential nanny reached an even wider audience in what's now a classic Disney movie, with a sequel coming next year. In 2003, Mary Poppins made her way to the Great White Way, a Broadway version that's now being presented by regional theaters, including Virginia Repertory Theater here in Richmond. Joining us from the show that opens this week are Stacey Sabai, who plays Mary Poppins, and Morgan Reynolds, who is the lovable chimney sweep Bert. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
It's so good. This takes me back, seeing the costuming. What are your memories of Mary Poppins? Was it popular for you? Was it something that you loved as a child?
Absolutely. This is a wonderful movie to watch during the holidays, and that's when I remember it as a child.
Yeah.
The amazing score and watching the chimney sweeps jump on the roofs.
Of course.
And all the magic.
I mean, what family didn't grow up with Mary Poppins on a VHS tape?
Yeah.
I still have one of those.
Yeah. So it's pretty much a dream come true to, inhabit these characters for a little bit.
Yeah, it's wonderful because the music is so familiar. Everybody knows the songs and stuff. You'll probably get a lot of audience sing-along.
We hope so.
Which would be wonderful. Tell us about the production. First of all, the costuming is wonderful.
Yes, Sue Griffin and her team and Jeannie Nugent did an amazing job. So we definitely have the iconic looks and some new things that folks may not have seen before, some really incredible fantasy sequences.
Ah.
Yeah, the costuming, everything from the costuming to the set design, the lighting, it's truly a magical show, something that every family will come and be their breath taken away when they look on the stage. It's incredible.
It's wonderful. It's been so quintessential. We've known it for over 50 years. I know that Dick Van Dyke got slammed for his accent, and he has apologized for it.
And I'll probably get slammed for mine
accent. So I was going to say, is there like extra pressure to kind of play it off?
We've actually worked with a dialect coach for the entire run, who helps us every single day, so that we actually have the true authentic accents that you'll be seeing on stage. So we've been practicing for quite a while, and we're ready to have audiences this Friday. We're really excited to get some people in the seats and share what we've been, working on.
And now, of course, Mary Poppins has an interesting way of traveling. Will we see that kind of in your production as well?
Absolutely.
I love it.
I'd only travel by umbrella, but we also have some bonus flying in the show, both by Bert and some of our chimney sweeps, so lots to look forward to.
Talk about the cast, because this really is a show on many levels, because it's about family, and that's why it's so perfect for the holiday season.
We're really fortunate to have a tremendous cast of locals and then folks who've been jobbed in, and even Broadway veterans, both in our ensemble and in our principal characters. So it is definitely the biggest show that Virginia Rep has ever done, and we've assembled an extraordinary team.
And it takes a very consummate actors, I would say, because you sing, you dance, you do a little bit of everything. What's that been like working on the choreography?
The choreography is incredible. By far, one of my favorite things in the show. Lisa, our choreographer, has been working tirelessly, getting us in shape, ready for the show. I mean, it's a huge show. We're doing a huge dance number flying over rooftops. It's big and awesome. It's going to be a spectacular sight.
It's one of those shows too where you walk in and you really do get immersed into the show, because I'm sure the set is beautiful, and you walk in and all of a sudden you're in England, in London, and there for the show. 1910. Yeah, we're turning back the clock. I see you're wearing your cameo. That's beautiful, and part of the costuming there. What can audience, we talk a little bit about what audience can expect, but what about the experience? Because there are going to be children, there are going to be adults who remember this as children in the audience.
I think there's a wonderful sense of nostalgia for folks who are familiar with the books or the film, but also for folks who are experiencing it for the first time. This is a tremendous story to introduce your kids to think about how can we cultivate more empathy, how can we develop their imagination and their curiosity about the world and their connection to their community. And so Mary Poppins and her team have some really wonderful lessons to impart to young children as well.
Yeah, and we all know and love the movie, so you're going to have a spoonful of sugar, you're going to have supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Ooh, that's a mouthful to say.
And said backwards too.
Yes. But the Broadway show took the relationships and the story a little bit further. So you'll see what you know and love from the movie, but you're also going to get a bit extra. And so you're going to come not only seeing what you've loved as a child, but you're going to come loving an even bigger story than you thought you did before.
Yeah, because in doing research, actually a while ago, I found out that this was a book series. I thought there was just a book, Mary Poppins, but Mary Poppins lived on in like 6 or 7 different books. So some of the story, I think, comes from those sequels.
It does indeed. So each chapter is a different game or a different adventure that Mary takes the children on. And there's a whole book series. And given your other guest today, there's also a cookbook, which folks might not know. So if you're looking for some of Mary Poppins recipes, you can check out A to Z.
Oh, I like that. I didn't ever see her cook though. Things just came out of the magic bag.
Right? I'm working on that.
Well, you're going to be doing a song for us. Tell us a little bit about Chim Chim Cheree.
Well, it's one of the most iconic songs in the movie. I mean, well, they're all pretty iconic.
They are.
But the song that we're going to be performing tonight is at the end of Act 1, which is when we're kind of at a deciding point. Yeah, deciding. We've worked with these kids and taught them a few lessons, but unlike anyone learning a lesson, you kind of reach that middle point where you're still deciding if it's going to sink or float. So that's kind of where we're at on the rooftops looking over London, and don't want to give too much away so that you come to the show and you're surprised.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in and seeing us. We're looking forward to that performance coming up in just a couple of minutes. Virginia Repertory Theater's latest offering, Mary Poppins, opens with a preview this Thursday. The show will continue through December 31st on stage at the November Theater on West Broad Street downtown. If you'd like to get a complete schedule and those specific show times, we'll post those for you online at WTVR.com/VTN.